This is the LDV MIFA. You may not have heard of it, but it's basically a luxurious MPV targeting the likes of the Kia Carnival and even the Lexus LM to some level. There are 3 models available in Australia. Here we're testing the mid-level Executive. You can tell this is an LDV by the huge front grille, of course the badge, but also the vertical and horizontal headlight theme. You've got some chrome details around the window trims, just for that luxurious edge. And around the back, you've got this huge tail light, which again is kind of like a horizontal and vertical theme. The reason I've got the number plates covered up is because this is not an official press vehicle. I've had to borrow it from a dealership. Thanks to Central Coast LDV for lending us the vehicle for a quick test. What I'll do is we'll check out the interior and then we'll go for a drive. I'll put the camera on my head, give you a bit of an idea, and I'll try and do a quick 0 to 100 run for you, or a couple anyway. We are on public roads, so I can't do the full quarter mile or anything like that, but I'll just at least give you a bit of an idea of how it goes. I do have the Vbox with me as well. Now, the interesting thing about this vehicle is it was originally designed and developed as an electric vehicle, and then it was converted later on to accommodate a petrol engine. I can't think of any other model on sale in Australia that is like that. And when you jump inside, you do have some quirky details that are clearly carried over from the, electric vehicle underpinnings. For example, to turn the vehicle off, you use this button up here on the touchscreen. And to start it, there is no start button. In fact, that button is completely blanked out now, it doesn't do anything. You just put your foot on the brake and it starts up, which is similar to an electric vehicle. That can be a little bit annoying, but most of the time when you jump in the vehicle, you put your foot on the brake anyway, so it's already started up and warming up. It's just turning it off, you've got to go into the screen. And if you've got a different screen showing, for example, if you're in here somewhere in the settings, and you're driving along and then you come to a stop, you've got to go back to the home page and then hit the off button from there. Very luxurious and comfortable in here though, plenty of space, like my head's nowhere near the ceiling. The seats are really soft, and I don't know if it's real leather, but they're very almost Lexus levels of just softness. They're really comfortable. I don't know how the cushioning would wear over time, but yeah, as a new vehicle, it's extremely comfortable actually. You've got some clues that this is an EV or originally an EV, thanks to the big open center console area, wireless charging pad, and yeah, no gear selector. You've just got this little column mounted shifter here. Up on the dash here, you can pretty much control the whole vehicle. Like you can wind down the windows, and you've got a few different options for the vehicle settings. So you can go through and change the drive mode. You've got normal, eco, and sport. You've also got lots of safety systems or intelligent driving modes that you can play around with, turn on and off. You can spend hours in here pretty much and just play with this touchscreen. I don't mind the touchscreen actually. It's got nice graphics. I don't know about this background image here. It's a bit hard to see some of the apps. It sort of clashes with the color there. And yeah, it's not really related to Australia at all, but yeah, I just find the graphics and the color tones and everything quite nice and calm. And you've got a little screen down here for the instrument cluster. Well, it's not really a cluster, is it? It's just a single pad that's thrown on the dash there. And then in the back, we've got fully electric doors, captain style chairs for the middle row, and then 3 seats right up the back. You've even got a little ottoman that flips out from beneath there, little footrest as well. Plenty of grab handles, so it's easy to get in and out of. Even if you're a bit fragile, you can close the doors with just those buttons. You've also got your own overhead console for the climate control and dual sunroofs as well. A big one at the back and then a little conventional one at the front. These seats are fully electric too, so you can sit back and relax, really recline. You've also got heating and cooling for the middle row. Yeah, definitely very comfortable, very relaxing. Little armrest, ratchet style, so you can change the position of it. Anything I'm missing kind of is some storage, like you can put a bag and things down there, but it'd be nice to have, it's got a little charging port system there. But yeah, it'd be nice to have some sort of table or even some cup holders back here. There are some in the doors actually. I'll just close that, but it might be a bit dark. Yeah, you've got a little cup holder there. Other than that though, I could sit in here for hours and just relax, sit back. Getting to the 3rd row is pretty easy. You just walk down the middle and then, yeah, plenty of room again. The ceiling is a little bit closer, but to my head, I mean. compared with the front, but still I've got plenty of room, heaps of leg room as well. And that middle row does slide forward and back. It's definitely comfortable. You've even got a pretty big side window, so you're not going to get claustrophobic sitting at the back. It doesn't feel like I'm sitting perched up. It doesn't actually feel like I'm, you know, like a stadium style seating. It feels like I'm sitting level or even lower than the middle row, even though I'm not. You can clearly see that those front seats are sitting a bit lower than me, but this middle row maybe a little bit higher. But yeah, you've got good visibility anyway. Around at the back here, there's not heaps of boot space left over when you do have that third row up, but you can fold it down and you're left with a bit of a step, but you can move the seats around and open up more space if you need it. This middle row, or this last row also slides back and forth. All right, let's go for a quick drive and see what it's like. Out on the road, firstly, I have to admit that I actually like driving vans. I don't know why, but there's just something about them that makes me feel warm and cozy. And this one is pretty much the same. I like the visibility. You've got great visibility out the front. They're just so easy to drive. Even though they are very large, they're still very easy to drive, easy to place in the lane. I can feel this is definitely tuned for comfort above anything else. There's a bit of lean going into the corners and just over a few bumps back there. It kind of just, yeah, very comfortably absorbs them, but not much compliance or refinement after that. But that's probably okay for a vehicle like this because, you know, if you're a family and you're doing a lot of touring, or if you're just taking the kids to school, then, you know, absolute handling isn't the top of your priorities. Or if you're a, you know, VIP driver where you're carrying guests all the time, then you're going to be going pretty casually and slow, and you're going to be on the highway, you know, doing airport runs and things like that, where this vehicle will really shine. In terms of the powertrain, it's a 2-litre turbo-petrol 4-cylinder producing 160 kilowatts and 360 newton meters. That's slightly below the market standards at the moment for a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo. But again, in a vehicle like this, outright power isn't, you know, the primary importance, and it goes okay. It's not sluggish, but it's, you know, not the most powerful or quickest MPV in its class. The engine is matched up to an 8-speed automatic, but unlike the T60, this uses an Aisin 8-speed automatic. So if you didn't know, Aisin is partly owned by Toyota, so you could say it's a Toyota transmission, which should provide, you know, decent reliability. I'll just slow down for you, give you some acceleration. Yeah, low end pickup is a little bit slow, but once it gets spinning, the engine, it's actually all right. And it is very quiet, which definitely suits the nature of this vehicle. All about comfort and luxury. Overall though, I'd love to take this for a big interstate trip with all the family or mates even, and just go for a nice cruise. Everyone's going to be comfortable. It's got a lot of gadgets and features, as we saw, so it's going to be entertaining. LDV recently announced some price cuts to the complete range of MIFA models by about 10 grand, which is a pretty big price cut. I think the problem with the MIFA in Australia is the marketing is not really the best, so people don't know about these, but also the pricing was a bit too high, maybe initially, especially for a model that nobody's heard of. You know, the top model was about 75 grand, which might have put a few people off, just that initial introduction when they're first seeing it or first being introduced to it. I think this is a good spec though, the mid-spec, the Executive. It's got all the, you know, creature comforts and luxury without going into the sort of too high a price area. I'll do some 0 to 100 runs for you and see what it goes like. we go, a quick test of the LDV MIFA. Look, I think it's got some interesting details, especially for an MPV. It's definitely very comfortable. The price is probably the main attraction. So if you're on a budget and you're after a comfortable, luxurious or luxurious inspired MPV, then yeah, definitely check out one of these, take it for a test drive, see what you think. As for compared with other MPVs in this class, look, some of them are more refined, and definitely the engine here is okay. It's adequate, but yeah, some of the diesel in the Carnival, for example, is just a bit smoother, better fuel economy, and things like that. But again, if budget is your main focus, then you know you are limited in your options for MPVs in Australia. Thanks again to Central Coast LDV for lending us this vehicle for the test. We'll have the full review up on our website soon. Thanks for watching.